Hey YouTube. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to install an LED light over my workstation here. I just moved into like a home office and I needed some lighting that was going to be better than my studio lighting. Only one of them's on right now, but you can just see it just takes up room. And I got this light on Amazon. I'll put it in the link below. It's 50 watts. It runs off of 110, and what I'm going to do is take this old extension cord here, and I'm gonna solder it to the wire, hook up the wires to it, and then I'll be able to just plug it in. And I plan on placing it right over on the ceiling over my desk, so I can have nice even light. I actually started off with some 10 watts. The problem was those just were not bright enough at all. They weren't even close to my studio lights that you can see. It's just a whole, well, it's going to get overexposed, but it's just a whole panel of LEDs. So this is 50 watts. So we'll see if this is going to be enough, and we'll go from there. Okay, so you can see that there's 3 wires. We have our brown, which is our hot, our blue, which is our neutral, and then we have our yellow, which is our ground. And the smaller LEDs that I had, I only needed to hook up, there's only 2 of them, brown and blue. So they didn't require a ground. So I could get this going without a ground as well, but just for added safety, I had this old extension cord that that needed to replace a plug anyway, so I just lopped off like 8 feet or so, and I figured it'll be perfect because it already has the male plug, and we'll just hook it right up. So first we're going to peel back the insulation. So as I should probably mention, is I'm just a hobbyist, so not necessarily the way I do things is even probably the best way or the correct way. So I'm just going to try to get this insulation off with just my knife. Okay. Good. There we go. So we exposed our wires. Now this tool I highly recommend. It's Irwin's. It's automatic wire stripper. All you do is just place it in there, pull, boom, wire exposed. It really couldn't be too much easier than this. Just pull those off, and boom. So now, let's do the same to these little guys. So there's more wire to work with. All right. Now the wire's different colors, but if you just look online, you can easily see. Yellow is our ground. It also might, well, it says, yeah, there's the ground symbol. And then we know green's ground. So now that we got our 3 wires twisted together with the heat shrink on, you don't want to forget that, we're going to now just solder these wires together. Alright, so now we'll give the joints just a good tug, make sure they're alright. Now we'll slide the heat shrink over the wires. Okay, now that we have the heat shrink on the wires, let's heat it up. Alright, so now that we have our wires together, we have our blue to our white, our brown to our black, our yellow to our green. Now we should be able to just plug in the light. So as you can see, our light is on. I have the light plugged into a kilowatt meter just so I can see what I'm pulling for wattage. It said I was going to be pulling 50. It looks like it's pulling 33 watts. Let's see how many. We can see how many amps. 0.44 amps at 120 volts. So it's not pulling as many watts as it was advertised. It said 50. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to see if it's going to be bright enough for my workstation. Alright, so right now I'm just holding the light up there just so we can sort of get an idea of what it looks like. I know on camera it doesn't look that dark, but it really isn't that ideal. You can see there's some really harsh shadows just by, you can see by my hand it's creating. So instead of what I was originally going to do was just have, I was hoping that this light would be powerful enough where I could just have it up high in the middle and it would cover the whole workspace. What I'm thinking now is, because there's this hinge, here let me turn on this other light just so we can see better. There's this hinge here, so what I was thinking of doing, instead of having just one over the desk up high, I was thinking about turning it to the side and angling it and getting this one and then ordering one more off Amazon so I can have it on the opposite side so that it will sort of hopefully eliminate some of these shadows. We're only pulling 30 watts from this, so it's not, like I said, it's not the 50 watts that it claims to be pulling. So the nice thing is this cord definitely has enough amperage as extension cord. So I'm probably looking to just tying these two lights together so they're on the same cord, so that I only have one, I'm only taking one outlet up and I can just have one switch on that outlet. So that does it for this video. Below I'll have this light in the description so you can see which light I got. I thought it was actually going to be honestly smaller. I didn't even read the dimensions. I was just picturing it to be closer to my 10 watt. This is, you would think, 10 to 50. I mean, I don't know. I just wasn't picturing to be this large of a jump from lights, but that's fine. Actually, honestly, the larger the light is, the more diffused it's going to be anyway. It's not going to, so I have no problem with that being this big, and it was very reasonably priced. So until next time, I'll show putting up the other light and then work on what I figure out for my wiring and show it all cleaned up going up the wall. Thanks guys, see you next time.